Welcome, everybody. So glad you're here for Ditch the Pitch. This is a technique to learn how to introduce yourself in a way that gets results. So just imagine if you attend a virtual networking event or you attend a live networking event and you introduce yourself and people came up and said, "Hey, can I have your card?" Wouldn't that be a lot more fun than hoping that you get leads out of a networking event? Or what would happen if you made a social post and somebody followed up with you on that social post and said, "I want to learn more about what you do"? Wouldn't that be more fun? Well, that's what I'm going to demonstrate for you today is we call it ditch the pitch. When we pitch, what that means is we're pitching our ideas out there. And when we're pitching our ideas out there, very rarely do people become interested in what we're doing, which makes growing a business very difficult. So what we're going to show you how to do is to do this in an authentic way where your target market raises their hand and says, "Hey, I'd like to learn more. Tell me more about what you do." And that's what we're going to show you. By the way, we do 3 to 4 free events a month. And you're welcome to join any of them. You do not have to be a member of Shifco. We do this as a service because we're so passionate about the type of business that we do. I'll talk more about that. So you can attend any event that you want for free. Some events obviously are for members only. Obviously, the in-depth training and coaching is for members only, but these community events are yours to attend. The colors mean something. So if it's in teal, that means it's business training. And if it's in green, that means it's personal training. So the business training that we'll be doing later this month is authentic selling. And today's lesson is a subset of that. And then the one in green that we'll be doing on March 27th is founder focus and habits. How do you get build the right habits and build the right focus to be successful in your business? So free to join any of those, please do. What Shifco does is we train conscious entrepreneurs. What that means, a conscious entrepreneur is somebody that is using their business not only to make money, but to do good in the world. And believe it or not, 50% of all businesses that have been started in the last few years are conscious, whether people know it or not. That there's purpose and meaning to it. It matters. It's not just a way to pay my bills. I want to pay my bills. I want to make more money, but I also want to do good in the world. So Shifco is 100% dedicated to founders that want to do good in the world and grow a thriving, profitable, successful business. And we show them how to grow their business and maximize their impact. In order to do that, we are masters at authentic marketing and masters at authentic selling and masters at things like ditching the pitch and masters at business models that are both profitable and impactful. 85.7% of our members double their business, usually in 6 to 18 months, depending on where their business is. And my mantra is when you double your business, you triple its impact. Now, how did I get into this? As the founder of Shifco, I've built multiple companies. I've had large exits, which means I've sold my business, including an initial public offering. That's when your company goes public. And so I've been doing this for a long time. I'm older than I look. I've got good hair color, so I'm going to turn 60 this year. So I've been doing this work for a long time. But 15 years ago, the only way I can describe it is I had a purposeful awakening. And in 2008, I sold a very successful growth strategy company, because I felt like my soul was dying. And I started with this crazy idea there has to be a way to do good and make money. And I created a purposeful Shark Tank. It's the only way to describe what it is, called Share on Purpose. Share on Purpose invests in purposeful ideas. So this is the first zero waste makeup line. This is the first zero waste skincare line. And so we invest in companies. We also created what we call the cultivator. The cultivator creates companies. We started with Succeed on Purpose. We have Ignite on Purpose, Promote on Purpose, Talent on Purpose. You can see there's a lot of purpose in what we do. But 6 years ago, some of my clients in Ignite on Purpose and Succeed on Purpose asked me to create Shifco. And I was really busy at the time. This was or 2019. I had a lot on my plate, and they kept pushing me and pushing me. And finally, they said they would put up some of the money to create Shifco, and I knew they were serious, and I knew we had to do it. So that's how Shifco got started. Turning back to you, I've got a question, and this is a question I'm going to want you to put your answer in the chat, and Lisa's going to start shouting them out. But what do you think you need to grow your business? Most people say more sales. Is that what you think you need to grow your business? So what do you think it is? Go ahead and put in there in chat what you think you need. Leads, good. What else?
Authentic connections.
Absolutely.
A team, confidence, structure, more time, networking, more contacts, more satisfied customers, definitely more sales, good service or product, support, better messaging, clarity, and investment.
And you can continue to drop those in there. So some people put in customer satisfaction and things like that. I'm going to set that aside for right now. And I'm going to specifically talk about new business. How do I get new business? And most people say I need leads, I need connections. And although that's true, I want to dial it in further. What we really need is we need more people to be aware that our business exists. That's the biggest gap that most businesses have, is you don't have enough people that know your business exists. So Shifco, had you heard of Shifco before today? Probably not. Did you see it did somebody share it? Did you see it on Eventbrite? So that's an example of, you're now aware that Shifco exists. But not only do you need more awareness, but you need people that are interested in what you are doing. And that interest part is where the rubber meets the road. If you're not generating more awareness, you're not going to get more sales. If you're generating awareness, let's say I'm running around to virtual networking events and I'm on all these different sites networking. You guys networked today and you got a chance to meet each other. But were you really interested in what people had to say? Maybe you were like, oh, I don't know. Well, what I want to show you is how to both generate more awareness and generate more interest more quickly. And if you do that, your business is going to grow. It's not selling that you need. It's not even lead generation. What you need is more of your target market aware and more of those people interested in what you do. So what have you already tried? So let's say you agree with what I'm saying and you're right, Terry, I need more leads. I need more awareness and interest. What have you already tried? Put that in the chat, and then we're going to talk about whether or not it worked. So Lisa, as it goes in the chat, start shouting it out.
Conference exhibits, ads, email campaigns, pay-per-click, articles for trade magazines, cold calls, email marketing, blogs, social, local networking events, SEO, blogging. Excellent. And free lead magnets, Google ads.
Okay. Now, are they working? Kinda, yes, no, why not?
Not really, sort of, yes. Too expensive. So nothing works. Oh, no, I'm sorry, networking works, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. So what I want to show you is it doesn't matter whether it's networking, it doesn't matter whether it's an exhibit, it doesn't matter even with its ads. The same technique will work with ads. Doesn't matter if it's email campaigns. What matters is what you say and how you say it. That's going to be the key. Now, we're obviously going to do this for networking and social posts, but the same thing holds true for any other type of marketing that you do. So let's put this into context. Things like ClickFunnels and lead magnets. Those are based on a very old marketing model that has been around since before my time. And again, I'm turning 60 this year. So I've been doing this for a long time. Most of my entire career, 40 years, has been spent in sales and marketing. And so this format that I'm going to show you has been around forever. It's called ADA. And the first most important thing that you have to do is you've got to find potential buyers who are aware that you exist. And from doing a lot of research, you need 3 times more awareness than you have today to grow your business. So it isn't just technique. You need 3 times more awareness. That's what gets frustrating. It's not just that it doesn't feel like it's working. It's that you first and foremost need more awareness than you have. That's why ads are so expensive, and because it takes thousands of clicks to get one person that's interested, thousands, and that costs a lot of money. I'm not a big fan in doing a lot of advertising until you really know what works, but I'm going to set that aside for right now. So first thing is you need 3 times more people, more buyers aware. Secondly, they have to be interested in what you have to offer and say, whether it's an ad or an email, a social post, a networking event, you're at a conference, you're doing an event. They need to be interested in what you have to offer and say. And so it isn't a problem of just awareness. It's also a problem of if I'm out there and I'm talking to people, if they're not interested, that is going to be wasted effort. What wears us down as founders is the wasted effort. Oh, I'm just slogging it out. I'm trying really hard and it's not working. Nobody cares. Nobody's interested. Today, I'm going to show you how to crack the nut on the interest part. It won't work unless you're also generating awareness, but you can attend authentic selling and authentic marketing, and we'll tackle more of the awareness later. But you got to need 3 times more awareness, but they also have to be interested. Then they have to want what you're offering, and they have to be what we call RTB, ready to buy. And then ultimately they will take action. So this model has been around for before my time. So 40 years this has been around. The problem is what we're saying isn't always interesting to our buyer. And part of the reason why it's not interesting is because the ultimate goal of marketing is to get someone to buy. And we've all been there where we took a program or we downloaded a tool and then we got all these emails and they were trying to get us to buy. That right there is the challenge. When we're trying to grow our business, what it feels like we need is I need more revenue. In order to get more revenue, I need more sales. And there's an element of desperation that kicks in because we don't have enough people that are aware, and more importantly, we don't have enough people that are interested. And so it just feels like I'm on this vicious treadmill of trying to get people to buy, and it's incredibly inauthentic, and it just doesn't work. So when I started this purposeful portfolio of companies, keep in mind, I had at the time a 25-year career of being great at sales and marketing. And now I start this purposeful portfolio and my marketing didn't work. And this was 15 years ago. My marketing didn't work. And I was like, what's the deal here? And I had to really rethink. I mean, I was good at this formula that you're seeing here. I built my career on this formula and it wasn't working. Today, it works even less than it did 15 years ago. So about 12 years ago, I took this and I crumpled it up and I threw it against the wall. And I sat down with one of my team members. Her name is Stephanie Renna. She still works for me today. And I said, Stephanie, we've got to rethink the way we're doing marketing. It's just not working. This goal of trying to get somebody to buy is not working. So we sat down literally with papers and little stickies and a whiteboard. And we started thinking about how can we treat marketing like relationship building? And so we built this format rather than thinking of a funnel with the goal of trying to get people to buy. We created a relationship building framework. And we said, okay, the first thing I need more friends. I need more people that are aware that I exist. But I need those people to be followers. They need to actually be interested in buying from me. Right now, you are aware. You may or may not be interested, but I'm not going to try to get you to buy. There's not going to be some special deal that I throw you at you. What I'm trusting is that you're interested in what I teach. You're interested in the value that I provide, and you're interested in the fact that I care about your business. That right there, awareness and interest, friend to follow, is the key. You need more friends who follow. Now, interestingly enough, that's marketing. And what I'm going to show you how to do today is, if you 3x your awareness and you learn how to talk to your buyer in a different way, you're going to have more people that are interested. That doesn't mean they're going to buy. That desire and act is the selling part. That's where purchases are made. But I can tell you emphatically, if you have more friends who follow, you are going to have more people that want to buy from you. And that's the key. So we're going to get great at the left side of the screen, and we're going to double down on those efforts. And if you can do that consistently, you will have more people that want to buy from you. And what I found is, the better I get at generating friends who follow, the more sales I'll have. I don't need to sell. I don't need to endlessly follow up and push, because I have people that are aware and interested. So that's what we're going to learn how to do today. To do that, you only need to do two things. So it's really, really simple. I'm a former 8th grade English teacher and a middle school. So I like to break things down to really simple elements. So you only are going to need to do two things. One is you need more friends. So you've got to meet more people. That means networking, and that means exhibiting. That means sharing content, not in a way that's trying to get people to buy, but it means more virtual networking. It means talking to more people. So the first most important thing is, you need to develop more friends. More people need to know that you exist. If you remember at the beginning of this, I had you guys drop your information in the chat. The reason for that is, you should connect with every single person on here. And you ought to say, hey, I met you on that webinar that Shifco did. I'd like to connect. And look these people up on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook or wherever you're networking. You should connect with every single person on here. There's 25 people here today. Are you connected with those 25 people on LinkedIn? Now, you might say, well, you're not in my target market. Well, that's BS. If you have more friends, you will eventually get people that introduce you. And a lot of times people will meet me and they're not somebody that would buy from me, but they'll introduce me to somebody that might need my services. So you need more friends. You got to double down on that effort. The second thing is, you've got to learn how to be interesting so that people want to connect. And that's obviously where we're going to focus. So what you want to do is, you want to meet as many people as you can. And you really want to double down on that. You need 3 times more awareness than you have today. And the problem with growing your business is not that you don't know how to sell. It's that there are not enough people that are aware that you exist. That's the problem. The second problem is, when you're out there generating awareness, whether you realize it or not, you're feeling that desperation and you're selling, and people feel that. They feel the desperation. They feel that you're trying to get them to buy, versus that you're trying to serve them in a meaningful way. And that's where Ditch the Pitch really comes in, is we're going to show you how to do that. Okay, so how do you find more friends? So we need 3 times more friends. One is, you have to go to them. So you can't just put up a website. You can't just put a social post. You've got to go to them. There's a subset of my target market that's on Facebook. So there are certain things that I do on Facebook. There's a subset of my target market that are on Eventbrite. There's a subset of my target market that are on LinkedIn. Well, guess what? I have a presence in all of those places. And I'm not just posting, I'm networking. So you can't just make social posts. You actually have to go into LinkedIn groups and go into Facebook groups. You've got to connect with people like today. One of the places that I highly recommend is Alignable. Alignable is a great networking site. Join Alignable. It's free to start. And then if you like it, you pay a membership fee. Connect with me on Alignable. I can make introductions for you on Alignable. So Alignable is a great place. But the point here is you can't just post. When you're posting on social media, those people already know you. They're already aware. What you want to do is you want to use social media to network. And so you'll want to join a Facebook group that where your target market is and get to know people. You'll want to attend alignable events and get to know people. You'll want to attend the Happy Neighborhood Project and meet people. You'll want to attend things like the Shifco events because you get to meet people. So it's not just posting, okay? You need 3 times more awareness, but you got to go where people are, and you can't just post. That's not the only thing that you can do. Now, let's come back to this relationship building and getting to the ditch the pitch. And I'm going to show you how to do this technique, and then we're going to break into groups and do it together. So what we're doing is we're building relationships. And this methodology that I developed, friend, follower, fan, fanatic, starts with marketing and awareness and interest. And you need 3 times more awareness, but you also have to be interesting to your target market. And the better you are at being interesting to your target market, the more sales you will have. That's what we're going to learn how to do today. So how do we become more interesting so our buyer wants to learn more? Well, one is it isn't about you. It's about your buyer. And that's at the heart of Ditch the Pitch. If you're talking about what you do, which is what most people do when they introduce themselves, is I do this or I serve so-and-so, people are not going to listen. And that is where we go wrong. When we go to a networking event, we talk about what we do. We talk about why we're great. We talk about who we serve. Sometimes we talk about our purpose. We list our title. None of that is going to get your target market to tune in. And so what Ditch the Pitch is going to show you how to do is to introduce what you do and engage with your buyer in a way so that your buyer raises their hand and says, I need to meet you. You're somebody that I need to meet. I want to learn more about what you do. So why aren't people interested? Most of the time, people are not interested is because most founders have been trained to give an elevator pitch, which it feels very inauthentic and canned. I can see an elevator pitch a mile away. Is I can almost feel people reading it from the screen, and it just doesn't work. So I'm not going to train you how to do an elevator pitch because it doesn't work. I'm not going to train you how to write the perfect social post because it doesn't work. What I'm going to do is train you how to talk about the problem you solve. That's what you're going to learn how to do today because that's what's going to get people interested. What that is called differentiation. Shifco is masters at teaching differentiation. What differentiation is being different in a way that matters to your buyer. And that is not about telling you why they're great. What it is showing you how you solve their problem. That's the key. So there's 3 things that you want to do. Number 1 is you have to go where your target market is. So jot down who your target market is. Where are they? Where do you find them? If you're networking in place where your target market is not, you're wasting your time. If you're posting on your social page and you're not connected to your target market, they're not going to see it. So you have to go to them. This is not if you build it, they will come, field of dreams type of thing. You really do have to go where your target market is. Second is you have to learn how to introduce yourself in a way that speaks to their problems. That's what we're going to hyper focus on today, not what you do. In fact, you don't want to say what you do at all. You don't want to say why you do it. You don't want to list your title. What you want to do is learn how to introduce yourself in a way where the buyer peeks their head and go, tell me more about that. I want to learn more about that. That's what differentiation is. And then third is you want to learn how to ask questions about them and be genuinely curious. One of the things that I learned is the more a prospect is talking, the more interesting I become. The more I'm talking, the less interested they are. So you want to learn how to ask questions. By the way, that authentic selling free event that we have is going to work on number 3. Right now, we're going to work on number 2. So here's how you do that. So when I introduce myself, networking event, not in a training event like this, if I go on an alignable event, I'll say something along the lines of, I love what I do. Then I'll say, I show founders how to grow their business and triple their impact. And that's all I say. That's it. One sentence. I love what I do. Show founders. Sometimes I'll say double their business. Sometimes I'll say grow their business. But I'll say, I'll show them how to grow their business and triple their impact. Why does that matter? Well, my target market to grow their business, but they also want to triple their impact because their why is as big as their what. They want to triple their impact. They don't want to just make more money. They want to make money, but they also want to make a bigger difference in the world. So the minute I say, I love what I do, pause, they put their phone down and they listen. She loves what she does. What is that? I show founders how to grow their business and triple their impact. And that's when I get the people connecting with me instantly on LinkedIn like that. And I can see it. They look me up on LinkedIn. They're like, I want to meet her. I want to meet her because I spoke about what they care about. I don't tell them about my background. I don't tell them I'm taking companies public. I don't say my title. I don't even mention the word shift co. I talk about the problem I solve. I show you how to grow your business and triple your impact. That's it. And the people that want to grow their business and triple their impact are going to want to connect with me, which makes selling a heck of a lot easier. Let me give you another example. This is one I helped one of our members with. I guide corporate teams to communicate more effectively to improve their performance. So if I'm a corporate leader and we're in a networking event together and I'm struggling with my team not communicating and I'm struggling with team performance, I'm going to want to connect with that person. So let's go a little deeper in this, and then we're going to break into 2 groups to practice this. What you'll notice is passion and purpose differentiate you, but you don't want to use the words. Too often, people give their background and I started this because of that, and they give all this information. Nobody cares about that. All they care about is the pain and the problem that they're having. So passion and purpose differentiate you, but people need to feel it. You don't need to say it. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Well, when you're introducing yourself, start with a phrase like, I love, oh, there's a typo there. I love what I do. I have the best job ever. And people will feel that sense of passion. I love what I do. I was born to do this. Pause. And then you say, I show founders how to grow their business and triple their impact. Ooh, people felt my purpose. I don't need to tell them my long story about why I did it and all that kind of stuff. My buyer, when I say, I love what I do, and then I say that sentence, one sentence, it's said in 6 seconds. I show founders how to grow their business and triple their impact. But you precede it with that passion. You can either put the passion before or after, like, I love what I do. I've been playing around with it, and I found it works a little bit better in the beginning than to do it at the end. But you'll play around with it as well. So remember this, grow your business. That is what you do that solves their problem. So when I say I show founders how to grow their business, I don't need to tell them how I do it. I don't need to tell them why I'm great. I simply show them what I do that solves their problem. And then the second part of the sentence is why it matters. So for my buyer, the why they want to triple their impact, they want to have a bigger impact. So that second part of the sentence, remember, it's one sentence, it takes 6 seconds to say, really helps them, the right people, raise their hand and say, Terry, I want to get to learn more about you. Can I have a meeting with you? They're going to come to me because they feel that I get their problem, but they also feel my passion and purpose. So here's that same example. I have the best job, pause. And then I guide corporate teams to communicate more effectively. That's what you do that solves their problem. And to improve performance is why it matters. Now, notice, we're not saying, I developed a program that's unique and I do this and I do that. And it's not all this stuff, right? It's not this yada, 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 yada. People tune you out. You go right into how you solve their problem, what you do. I guide corporate teams to communicate more effectively. If I need somebody to help me get my team to communicate more effectively, I'm leaning into what you have to say. And then the second part of it is to improve performance. So that's how this works. That's how we ditch the pitch.